Stacy Savage here, aka the Texas Trash Talker, and I'm coming at you with something I guarantee your company's boardroom isn't talking about. It's how corporate waste is not just an environmental issue, it's a social justice crisis. And yeah, I said crisis, so definitely buckle up here. Now, let's just get real. Companies in the US generate hundreds of millions of tons of waste every single year. Most of it goes to landfill. It's buried under some dirt in a hole in the ground, or it's burned off in an incinerator, which creates air emissions and toxic ash. So, who bears the brunt of that? It's not the C suite executives or the shareholders. It's the Black, Brown, Indigenous, and low income communities that live near landfills, incinerators, and toxic waste sites. So, those communities are just choking on pollution. They're suffering higher rates of asthma, cancer, and groundwater contamination, while corporations are profiting from basically doing the bare minimum. So, what's worse about this is that most companies flaunt their green initiatives with glossy reports or flashy social media, but really behind closed doors, they're sending dumpsters full of reusable, recyclable, and compostable materials that are going straight to the landfill. Let's call a spade, y'all. This is environmental injustice. It's systemic and it's unacceptable because it's preventable. And so now you might ask, well, why aren't businesses doing more? There's two reasons. One is profit and one is perception. They think that building sustainable systems is too expensive or maybe too complicated, right? But the truth is that waste is costing you even more as a company. Waste is a leak in the pipeline. Every time you throw something away, and let's face it, away doesn't exist, right? Away is somebody else's backyard. Away is in our oceans. Away is dumping in other countries. When you throw something away, you're tossing out labor, materials, time, and money into the trash. When it comes to perception, a lot of executives out there still believe that waste reduction is just kind of nice to have. It's not a driver of a competitive advantage over your industry competition. So that mentality is just outdated, but it's also very, very dangerous. So here's what the C-suite is kind of missing on this. Sustainability is the future of business advantage. So consumers, especially millennials and Gen Z shoppers, they are spending their dollars with brands that actually walk the talk. Investors are paying attention to ESG metrics, and waste diversion is a tangible, trackable performance area. Also, your employees, your workforce, they are demanding climate action from the inside. They want to work for companies that align with their green values. So, companies that reduce waste and embrace a kind of circular economy system, they'll save money, you'll attract talent, impress your investors, and retain your customers. Full stop. So I'm going to give a few kind of proven strategies that work. Number one is conduct a full waste audit. So what I mean by that is you have to actually know what's going into your dumpsters. So spoiler alert, it's not just garbage. It's a lot of valuable material. Think about all the cardboard and the metals and the paper that accidentally get tossed in the trash because the person didn't recycle. Think about all of the food waste that is ending up in the recycling bin and cross contaminating everything because they didn't put the food waste in the food waste bin and it didn't go in the right bin. So that means the cross contamination happens. And whenever you get enough cross contamination and a load for a hauler, whenever they come and pick it up, if it's too contaminated, they're just going to bring it to landfill, no matter how much you try to do proper recycling. If it's too contaminated, it doesn't make business sense for them to sort through all of that and take out the recyclables, which are going to be just smeared with food waste. It's not clean enough. So another key tactic is to switch to reusable or compostable servicewares. Think about your employee kitchen or cafeteria area. You got to stop paying for disposables. It is a recurring cost that you are forking over every single month. And you probably have an annual budget that is dedicated just to disposables. Now, think if you took all that money and actually invested it into reusable wares. And we're talking, hard plastic or ceramic, um, you know, the dishware, your stainless steel, silverware, your reusable cups, and that kind of thing. It's just a maybe a longer term investment all up front so that you can buy those things rather than having a much larger investment price wise over a longer period of time. You don't realize it as much. So if you're paying for that monthly, then you want to start looking into some reusable alternatives. Another thing is you got to educate your staff. You can't just put bins out into your office space and say, here's recycling, use it, because waste sorting is only as good as the person who's actually using the bin. So if there's no signage, if there's no color coordination, remember black, gray, or brownish like a tan is usually for trash. Green is for food waste and composting, and usually blue is for recycling. So doing that color coordination and making sure that your signs actually are color coordinated with the bin it's supposed to go into, and that the signage also has not only text about what belongs into each bin, but the graphic. So an Apple Core is an Apple Core in any language. So if you have non-English speakers, it's important to have those graphics so that people know where their materials go. So make sure that you educate your staff, and that probably should be done on an annual basis, and having a training session with your newly onboarded hires that maybe in the first 2 weeks they are educated on how to use the trash, recycling, and composting bins properly and to follow the signage. Another one is to maybe partner with local reuse and recycling vendors. This is a great way to keep materials in the loop. Right now, we are looking at a very linear economy. It's very destructive, very archaic. The linear economy is, you extract raw materials, you refine them into a product. That product gets transported and it ends up on consumer store shelves at like big box stores or wherever. And then that consumer brings it home, they use it up, and then they dump it. So if we take the two ends of the linear economy and we put them in a circle, we now have a circular economy so that we can take things that would normally be dumped and refeed them into the circular economy as feedstock for remanufacturing new products and putting more people to work. Once you bury materials in a landfill or burn them off in an incinerator, then they're just basically gone forever. You can't exactly recover those. And the Environmental Protection Agency states that there's about $11.5 billion worth of recyclable and compostable materials that we're burying every single year in landfills across the US. I live in Texas. We have almost 200 active landfills. So we take in trash from other states as well. So Texas is actually well positioned to lead the circular economy. It's just, do we have the political will to do that? It's a strong economic issue. It can be a strong economic driver, but we have to just change our views around how we look at trash, right? Trash is actually not trash. It's discarded material, and those materials have value on the commodities market. We could be putting people to work, and we could be stabilizing the local tax base as well. So these steps that I'm giving you, they're not hard, guys, but they do require a certain kind of commitment and leadership. So that's where the opportunity lies, right? And I just so happen to have created an 8-week online Cash for Trash Zero Waste Business Academy. And this gives businesses the blueprint to turn their waste problem into profit opportunity. So, again, it's 8 weeks online. And this is really best for small and medium sized businesses, the owners and managers of those types of businesses. And it can be in any industry because we can tailor the zero waste protocols to your specific industry in your specific city or state. If you have an ordinance that you need to follow as a business, we can, help you with compliance on that as well. But it's going to help you slash your disposal costs. It's going to help you build a zero waste team. You want a green team to help you gain buy-in from other employees. It's going to help you engage those employees and also help you look at your vendor contracts, make sure that they're on point for zero waste and sustainability. And then you're going to learn how to track your diversion metrics as well. And that is something that actually matters. You're going to be able to look inside of your dumpsters and see and start really seeing all the cross contamination and how that feeds into training your staff a little better and gaining their buy-in to follow the programs correctly. And then use green operations as a marketing tool and a talent acquisition and retention tool. Like I said, employees want to work for businesses that walk the talk. So why not use that green operations strategy as an opportunity to pull in those prospects who want to work for your company that align with their green values, and that they'll be a lot more motivated to stick around. You'll see your retention skyrocket. So this is not fluff. It's real, it's tangible, and it's designed for results for your specific type of business. And whether you're a brick and mortar business or a university, even a Fortune 500 brand, we can help. So here's what you can do right now, today. One thing that you can do is to tag a company in the comments that needs to hear this. Download my free guide. I'll put that in the link, maybe in the comments section below, and how you can learn a little bit more about our zero waste, Cash for Trash Zero Waste Business program. And you can join our email list as well. We put out monthly newsletters as well. So, spots are limited on the Cash for Trash Zero Waste Business Academy. We want to make sure that we are providing the most robust information for a smaller group of people, so that we can tailor and customize our approach for your specific business. And if we have a ton of students, then we're not going to be able to give that customized approach. But, usually waste is an issue that most business owners or managers, or even sustainability directors and operations directors, they don't really invest a lot of time or knowledge into. So this is where we come in. We're going to hold your hand and help you and give you a plan to start. This is your launch pad. And again, it's going to be customized to exactly what you need for your type of industry and the type of waste that you create on site and all your employees create on site as well. So, we want to make sure that companies aren't greenwashing, that they really have the metrics and the actions to back it up. You can't just put out an annual sustainability report without having the metrics to back what you're saying. If you do that, then you are a prime candidate to be called out on social media for greenwashing, and nobody wants that. It's a PR nightmare. So, because the future of your business and the health of our communities depend on it, businesses need to step up to the plate. It is all of our responsibility, but businesses create the most amount of waste. And so, this is the perfect opportunity to save money, optimize your operations, as well as show your industry what you're all about as a business. So Again, I'm Stacy Savage, aka the Texas Trash Talker. I'll keep talking trash until we clean it up, y'all. So let me know if you are interested. You can put your contact info. You can just DM me, or you can just say, hey, I'm interested, in the comments or whatnot. And I will reach out to you with some information on our Cash for Trash Zero Waste Business Program. Until then, take care. Bye, y'all.